if I'm doing a large motif instead of a small motif that is more geometric and repeating, we'll hide all of these for a little bit. I am simply going to take this motif and copy it. I'm going to copy the layer just like before, duplicate, or copy layer, not duplicate layer. Go in here, press any layer, tap it to paste the layer. It creates a new layer for me. Now I do have to do my resizing. And I will essentially do the same process. The only thing here is that you can patchwork it a little bit less precisely. So if I was like, okay, I want this to sit along here, I can go into my distort and say, I'm really just going to find like the outward bounds of this shape and put it in like that. And then see how it got, like I lost a ton of that detail. If you're losing so much that you're like, I can't even really see the lines, you can duplicate the layer a couple times and it will make it darker. And then you just need to merge and merge. Now, maybe I want, and now that I know that, I'm probably just going to paste in this layer. And from the very get-go, I'm going to do my like duplicate thing. But I'm gonna size it down first. That way I can make sure it looks right. Okay. Hit done. Let's do duplicate and duplicate and then merge and merge. So it just makes it a little bit darker. I'm not actually sure what's happening in the computer to tell it that that needs to be darker, because it's not offsetting anything, and it was all vector before. So I don't know why, but for some reason when you duplicate stuff, it makes it darker, as long as you're merging it back down, or if you're layering it. So we're just going to find where we want this and adjust it. I can also say, oh man, I wish all of this drawing wasn't wasted and I didn't have to Mod Podge it together. Actually, I'm gonna duplicate that and hide it first so that I have a saved version that's already darkened. That way I don't have to do that anymore. They can be like, wow, I really wish like this little part, I could cut it out and put it over here. The good news is you can use this little select tool. And if you tap it, there's multiple types of select. I like to use the lasso tool for this. And you just come in and draw along the thing that you want to select out, avoiding everything else. And then you can hit transform on just that and pull it over. So it's essentially like cutting it out and putting it over here. When I'm done, it will still be on the same layer as this. So I might want to be like, okay, I want this in here, but I don't really want this little branch to just continue off into nothing. So what if I put this in like this, close to that, and then I hit deselect, and I come in with my little brush and get about the same size, and then I just connect these and make it look like it was always part of the design, that those connected. Maybe I would do a little bit more finessing so that looked better. But I can also do that before I ever come in and do any of this like skewing to fit my shape. And maybe I want, let's see, I can go into liquify here. Liquify, basically you want it to be the last thing that you do. and maybe I want to push this all out to the side and this like a little bit more that way. All of the stuff, unless it's really changing direction, is just not going to be as noticeable on a large motif like this. But I could even bring this stuff up and kind of curve it so it looks like it's coming back a little bit. And then erase out my extra, just like I did. I'm really glad I did this fabric actually, because it looks kind of cool on this chair. I'm gonna have to come here to erase that. Make sure to just adjust your eraser to the right size for the area you're trying to erase from, not necessarily for the line that you're trying to erase. So you can have a really big eraser if the area that you're erasing is quite large. And then up here, I might come in and just do a little fixing with that. And you'll see this line now has gone all pixely. As long as I'm not changing it too much, it'll be fine at the resolution that I have. It won't show up that much different than anything I've left in vector. But I can fill in some of those areas a little bit. And I can continue on like that, just working my mesh over the entire area. So, you know, I would come back in and say, hey, I want to duplicate that layer, unhide what I just duplicated. Okay, now we're coming down here. Let's do the skew. That's actually pretty good. Hit done. And you'll just want to reference your fabric about how closely these other motifs hit. And if you have a second motif that you've done, like I talked about having that leaf maybe that I would draw into, I could come in and spot that in as well. But honestly, if the big focal point are these big flowers and I just have it through here, I'll be good. You can do with more than just the line work. If you wanted to on your pattern to have come in with color already, you could do that as well. I'm going to just do a really quick